What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Podcast Network. The Wash crew is back in the building.
Still Wash.
The devil tried to take me out last week, but we're back after a short, brief illness.
I had my Beyonce stand. I was the only one in Destiny's Child for a moment.
No, but we're working harder than the devil over here. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. First One himself, Julio Montorosa.
Ooh, I like that.
Julio, how we doing, baby?
You're doing great, man. Can't complain.
Well, today on the show, we got a special guest. We got a return guest. LA's very own. You heard him on the albums. You heard him on with the Galaxy. It's Cousin Feo in the building.
Appreciate
Cousin
you,
Feo,
fellas,
welcome
man.
to the show, bro.
Round of applause for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Round of applause for yourselves. My man Roy behind the freaking camera too. You know.
Yeah, we got Roy Cho behind the camera.
Yeah. Got to show love to the cameraman too, man.
Mr. Mullet himself.
Make it look nice. I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's always an honor to come back and rock with you guys, chop it up on all kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, but you like listen to your song, just like brought me back to my childhood when you had a lyric when we shouted out "Mete Gol." I'm like, bro, you know how many fights Mete Gol caused? So it's like basically like, all right, you score, you become goalie. Right. So you'll be like, it'll be one-on-one. It could be like 10 people playing. Yeah. Whoever scores goal becomes goalie, but it gets intense. Like, I don't know why nobody likes being goalie, but we want to be goalie. Right. We just want to score. Yeah. So like, hey, those Mete Gol games can get crazy.
I mean, the music is all meant to, you know, obviously as a fan of the sport, to like me kind of put together these odes, you know, right, to like the legendary players that I grew up watching and that I love and everything. But it on the rap side of things, their style of play, right, their career is almost like a vessel for me to express myself. To me, like, you know, so if you hear a rhyme, like, you know, if you think about how Batistuta shot the ball, like how thunderous his goals were, like that's how the rhyme feels, you know. So that's how I'm kind of weaving it all together, and at the same time, like, you know, you'll catch those kind of bars, right, where you hear the Mete Gol reference something. Yeah, those are that's all personal. That's real life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not only for myself, but I know for a lot of brown kids who grew up in the hood, grew up in LA, you know, whatever side of the city, you know. So it's all just, those are the ingredients. You know what I'm saying? It's my real life. It's my love for these handful of players, and then just using it as a vehicle to, you know, express it all. You know.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Our partners at Bet Online continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find out the latest sports developments, including the updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the MLB is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? Bet Online is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts.
It's crazy because your music is like I told you, so it's a little bit East Coast, but like it has a lot of West Coast bars in it. Just like growing up, you had an Expo line.
Gotta reference the area, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love being where I'm from, you know, and I definitely, you're not the first person to point that out to me of my, like, you know, my energy and whatnot. And it's definitely based off what I, you know, like I said, growing up listening to Wu-Tang, like early on, was just a supreme influence, even in the formula of the music.
Right.
If you listen to, you know,
the DJ cuts, like, it's crazy.
You know, like just, you know, they're a huge credit. If I was ever able to meet any of them, like, you know, I would definitely thank them for
legends,
giving me a jewel that I didn't, you know, polish up till later in life. But you know, nonetheless, it definitely changed my life, you know, profoundly. You know, to be honest.
So what part of LA? Exactly what part of LA are you from? Name the cross streets.
Vermont 22nd.
Vermont.
You know,
all right.
Like core right there. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom and pops lived in all different little sections, you know, of that little area. My grandparents as well. And then from that area, my mom's moved us a little further away off of Normandy and King.
All right.
Right there off of Brighton.
Yeah, by the police station.
Yeah. A couple blocks from right there, actually. An uncle of ours lived there. You know, we lived in the back house or whatever. So yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Loyola High School.
Oh, all right. No, I want to Main Yard. So like.
My cousin.
I want to man you. So like you're naming the streets. Like, oh, I grew up there.
You already know what time it is.
Yeah, my grandma had the house on 39th and Western. So like.
Exactly.
So,
you know all those street names and whatnot. So there, you know, for most part, and then right when I started high school, actually, probably my mom finally purchased her first home.
All right.
And that got us over near Crenshaw High. So from that point on, like everything kind of shifted slowly that way. You know, USC has been trying to take over all of that area for the longest. And
hell yeah, my pops my parents still own the house on 48th and 10th Ave, so Crenshaw on 48. So
yeah, exactly, right there.
Next to the church,
right off of Slauson and Crenshaw. That's where my whole family's tucked in. I got an uncle over here. I got an aunt.
All right, so
here.
yeah, we were raised in the same streets. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fun times around that place.
Yeah, it's freaking. It just depends the hour of the day.
No, you walk to go get to Pollo Loco, and you might think you have money to go to Pollo Loco, and then you get there, you're like, hey, somebody came off my pocket.
It's all just depends on who you know, bro. You know
who you know, you gotta know. Yeah, you gotta know the time too.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta know the time. So, if it gets a little dark, stay home. Just order food. We got Uber now.
The convenience of it now, right? But yeah, man. I mean, growing up in LA it's unique because you can find anything.
Right? Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things to get into. You know. It's a trip out here, you know, and then you with the influx of all the outside noise and people coming in and all
right. The same people complaining about it.
Furthermore, you know what I'm saying? It makes it an interesting place to whether you choose to live in it or not. You're interested enough to come find out what everyone's fucking either praising or dissing. You know what I'm saying? It just how depends how they feel.
Right. So Ramsey, you got
So we had a debate going on. We have an ongoing debate.
Real. Please answer it as because I already know where your answer is going to go because we're from the same neighborhood. So
all right. So stop priming them for the question.
Okay.
All right. So as you know, you know this. I'm from the Valley. Mm-hmm. I represent the Valley.
A1A.
The good and the bad. You know, I'll take it. Whatever.
Right.
He's under the impression that I'm not able to claim Los Angeles as my home. Because you have to go up further a little bit on the 405 to get to where I live.
It's not LA.
So what are your thoughts? Is the Valley part of LA? Is it something different? Is it on its own? Do you not claim it?
Don't be political with this.
No. Just growing up, like I've always looked at it as two different things, but I've never looked down on anyone claiming LA, no matter what part of LA they're from.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't change sides now.
No.
Definitely.
I'm not downplaying.
Get the hell out of here, man.
All I'm saying is the Valley is not LA, though. The Valley's not LA.
And look, and on top of that, I feel like, you know, whether, like, say if I got homies in Santa Monica, like my homies who grew up in Santa Monica, like I think of them as they grew up in Santa Monica. Right. But if we're all together somewhere else, it'll be like, oh, we from LA.
Right. Yes.
You know,
exactly. That's the point I'm trying to say, and you're all the way on the other side. No, I acknowledge it's different. What did I say on the first episode?
Amongst Angelinos, like we all gonna be, oh, where you from? And it'd be like, oh, dog, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you're not at the core. You're not at the core.
No.
The Valley is not LA.
Okay. No. Okay. So what did I say on the first episode? I said among people from LA, I say I'm from the Valley.
Me and you are on the same page with that because I agree that for
if you're in 213-323
for us it's for us as Angelinos, we feel that way.
Yeah,
we're the only ones that are gonna feel that way.
And I agree with that.
So I went to Manual Arts High School. Like you didn't get jacked.
You didn't get jacked out. They would claim the Valley before they would claim LA.
Exactly. And that's
but I'm saying like the Valley. All right, y'all grew up cool. Like I remember going down King. I was going to Manual Arts in 9th grade, getting jacked. Like you don't have to experience that. Like. Bro, I had $3 to go give me like.
It all depends on where you at though in the Valley.
You go to some. Dre also lives in the Valley.
No, that's why Ice Cube's son. That's why Ice Cube's son reps the Valley. Like,
bro, Ice Cube went to Taft. He went to my high school.
But he was born down the street from me, from Crenshaw.
Yeah, but he went to my high school.
All right, cool. I'm saying,
bro,
this debate is going.
End of the day, like
get out of here.
Hey, one day is a whole different area code.
Hey, I mean, it's like, you know. It's all love until they get over the hill for me. That's when I feel like it's mad different. Like now we're in the central. Now we get into the different area codes.
Yeah, the Valley off the 101 sometimes a little different off the.
Nah, but I got plenty of homies from the Valley. My boy Dub places from the Valley. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, right there in Burbank.
Okay.
All right.
I go get my fucking haircut in Burbank, bro.
All right.
I actually drive from where I'm at to Burbank just to get a haircut
Damn.
because my boy has the business out there. So
I was
supporting my boy in the business.
Yeah.
But it's a dreadful drive sometimes,
Definitely.
especially in the summer, bro.
Yeah, it's like getting to San Diego.
And then it's all
Summertime.
asphalt and it's all pavement.
Yeah,
and that shit
no, definitely
just
it's not.
just.
Oh my God, I
it gets
just
hot,
crack
man.
an egg, bro.
I mean, even now, right now, it's hot. It's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah,
It's hot. Period.
My
but-
brother lives in Northridge, so like I'm not.
it gets bacon all the way, all that area,
Yeah,
man.
because it's. Most of it's the mountains blocking the breeze, but the amount of like just sidewalk and pavement.
But that's why I like.
every
That's
3
why I
years.
think LA is dope.
Yeah.
Personally, and I think I'm obviously I'm from LA, but the fact that it's this big,
Yeah, definitely.
that you can grow up in the
You
valley
can
and
have
feel
separate- you can have
worlds
separate
apart,
experiences.
from city kids,
Right.
and like it's just that massive. You know what I'm saying? Like even going out to like Northwood, just huge alone, bro.
Yes.
I mean,
know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
if the valley were to actually secede from
Secede.
LA, and
We'll be happy.
but it would be like the fourth biggest city. It'd be like the fourth biggest city in the country or in the
No, it's
state.
crazy. Like,
Bro,
if you go to
There's
Selma,
like a million plus. There's like
The
a million
fact
plus
that you
people.
use the word succeed is just hilarious. So like now that's definitely
We're using history.
Easy history.
He's
He's trying to be the Texas, like and I just the United States.
Bro, they have people in Northern California trying to make their own state.
Bro, I lived in
Take
North
San
Cali.
Francisco.
When I lived in Santa Cruz, San Jose area too. Yeah, another trip. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between Cali and whatnot. But I loved it too. You know what I'm saying? It's just different.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy though, cause California's so big, but it's like I talk mess about the valley, cause like LA's like the big brother. So like at the end of the day, like if we were talking about a different state, then like you guys can like be like
That doesn't even make sense. You didn't like justify that claim anyway.
I just want to throw a dig in the valley.
Yeah. exactly. So I mean, you mentioned Dre, Snoop, some of these LA artists that
Right.
you know you grew up listening to. You know, obviously Wu-Tang is a big influence in the way that not only that you kind of structure your actual bars and the soundscape of your music, but also in the sense that you're using different metaphors and bringing a whole different world and combining that with the music. But who are some of the LA artists that you grew up listening to? I know you said Nipsey's a big influence for you in the past.
Yeah. I mean, rest in peace, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Nip was definitely early on from his mixtape days. You know, I tend to enjoy the mixtape stuff a little bit more.
Definitely.
Just because the artist, there's this extra sound of hunger in the artist's voice when you hear that early stuff. But, you know, the victory lap is, you know, the more you listen to it, like it
gets better every single time.
Every time, and it's just, you know, it's literally that. It was, you know, a victory lap in the sense of that. But other West Coast artists, bro, you know, like I said, Planet Asia's still heavy. You know, I feel like he just gets better. It's crazy. And he's been doing it for 20 plus years already. You know what I'm saying? He's been around a long time, and coming from Fresno is you know, furthermore a little difficult, right? Because you're not from LA, you're not from the Bay, you're just kind of in the middle somewhere. But you know, homies hold it down for himself for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? So that's somebody that I definitely have listened to and still listen to. Cats like Evidence, you know, who can, you know, put two different hats on in terms of, well, he can do a lot of different things, but, you know, producing, you know, rap. Obviously we got, you know, cats like Sick Jackin', you know, who lead all of Psycho Realm, and, you know, definitely been one of my favorite, you know, Latino artists as a whole. And as a Latino artist myself, like, he was definitely maybe a little bit more impactful just because it felt like I could relate to him on that level a little bit more. Other West Coast artists, like I love Mozzie, you know, from Sacramento.
Mozzie's doing his thing right now.
Yeah, Mozzie's super dope. You should check him out if you're not familiar with Mozzie's
Mozzie
fire.
has featured almost every artist right now.
Yeah, he just got signed by somebody. He just got added on to, I forget.
I think it's YG's label, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, I don't think so. It was Yo Gotti's label.
Oh, all right.
Yo Gotti, like Yo Gotti's.
Yeah.
You know, I fuck with YG's music too. You know, from time to time. I mean, what's homie's name? I don't want to butcher his name. Some Perico.
G Perico.
Yeah, G Perico, he's
Yeah.
dope too.
Oh,
Yeah, and he gives you that
hard.
full classic like West Coast sound, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that
like
pimp, that pimp flow.
he could have
Yeah.
existed in the '90s. Vince Staples, I love Vince.
Bro, I know.
He's super
Yo,
dope.
yeah.
I've got like halfway through it, but
Yeah.
it's really dope. What's it called? I mean, Schoolboy Q, bro. Like, you can't lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying? The whole TDE camp, you know, they really can't do wrong. What's it called? Schoolboy Q's homie, TF.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all familiar with him too much. Y'all should check his stuff out.
Okay.
He just got a project, I think, recently produced by Rock Marcy.
Oh,
Like
shit,
fully
no
produced
way.
by Rock. Yeah, homie's dope. You know, West Coast cat. You hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
kind of reminds me of kind of like a bit of like a Dub C kind of energy and
Right.
whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
dope, but he'll throw that
he'll throw a
that
percent
hood
real quick.
lingo.
Right.
in it, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Just to
yeah.
remind you.
He'll
you know?
throw a groove in there from time to time.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the West Coast, you know, that's a good balance between the more mainstream
Right.
artists and the balance of the underground sound.
Definitely.
And yeah, bro. I mean, obviously, anything DJ Muggs puts out, you know, even though he was born in New York, he's the East Coast guy by that right, I
Right.
guess, you know, but he's existed on the West Coast because of Cypress Hill. Like that's the association I think me and a lot of people probably would have of him. But everything he puts out, you know, is always fire. You know, different artists. But yeah, bro, try to keep it balanced. You know, considering I rap, sometimes the last thing I want to listen to is rap, and that's not a knock any of the artists that I listen to or have worked with.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, silence is golden, number
Right.
one, just to rest my ears.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing the same stuff over and over. But then just to balance the music out, you know, like I love listening to other stuff, you know.
So who's your favorite country singer?
That I don't listen to. That I don't. I mean, does Hootie and the Blowfish count?
I mean, he like switched. He like.
I'm just saying, like,
the Darius Rucker like I don't know. I don't even know what genre Hootie and the Blow is. That like ska?
That's
like, I don't even know what that is.
I feel like that's the closest I've ever gotten to liking a country song.
Yeah.
You know,
because he's gone full country now.
See, I wouldn't even know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's that song only because it's a song, like a lot of the different music that I like definitely stems from my mom.
All right.
And like my uncle who DJ'd and all them just playing all the different 80s house music, the Spanish rock music, disco, you know, everything from the Bee Gees all the way up to, you know.
Won't you take me to? And you were the little kid right there in the middle.
Yeah, bro, just having, you know, the whole you know, music was always definitely just a family thing.
Right.
Like, whether it was my grandma listening to something in the kitchen cooking, or it was my uncle DJing, or we were having the family function and something was going on. So there was definitely always a balance, like an eclectic, you know, kind of taste for music in the house. But, you know, obviously through my uncles, you know, the rap stuff just kind of consumed us and whatnot. But I still, to this day, you know, like it's necessary for me to take a break from the rap stuff.
No, definitely.
Because it does get monotonous as far as like topics of discussion and
Right.
even for me, bro, like this whole soccer rap shit, like I'm blessed that people love it and enjoy it, but I also want to let it breathe sometimes.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's just like
you don't want to put yourself in a certain category.
I'm not. I'm not trying to drop every month. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to drop every 3 months.
Right,
You know, even
right.
at that sometimes. You know.
How hard is to make a song like? Well, the songs that you make, especially like the Tevez, the Crespos, like Maradona's, like you gotta know like the person, like you gotta make your research. You gotta do your due diligence just to like know.
That's the blessing. It's like all those years of growing up watching the sport. Like my research
Homework is done.
It's
was
done.
done to a degree. There might be moments here and there where I'm just like trying to remember a game or a moment that I just, you know, doesn't, you know, pop into my head right away. But yeah, for most part, it's just freaking being a fan and just having sat in front of the tube and just collecting those memories and just using that as my references, you know, like I'm writing a paper or something.
It makes it more real too.
No,
Yeah,
I like how you start
1000%,
with the
bro.
interviews, like the little interviews you start with before the song starts, like the little passages they have about the artist. I mean, about the players that are playing, like when that Tevez saying about, oh, he's the next phenom. Maradona says like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just and someone like yourself who is a fan of the sport, right? Like that's for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those little details and stuff like that. That's for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys will enjoy that stuff. You know, and for the coolest thing of the music that I've experienced as far as actually people who maybe aren't soccer fans, don't have a team to support them. They actually might find the game boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they've become more interested in watching it or feel like it's becoming cooler to them because of the music. Yeah. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not, I guess I'm like some unofficial ambassador kind of thing,
Let's get into the World Cup now. Hey,
for people who are on the fence,
yeah.
who and then there's plenty of people who dismiss my music because they have no interest in the sport.
Definitely.
They'll see the artwork and they'll be like, "Who the fuck is this?" Right. Yeah. And cool. You know what I'm saying? The music isn't necessarily for you then.
Right. But you got something coming on the way too, right?
Right.
That's a little bit more distance from the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do stuff to keep it connected in a way if it makes sense. But I've been slowly kind of just putting it all together with my engineer. But the album is called The Repertoire. It'll be official debut LP, full 10-track project. Everything up till now has been EPs. I think the project with the most tracks on it is probably like 8. Yeah. Right. So we're gonna, this is the full serving. This project's actually been in the vault like 10 years. Damn. And most music doesn't make it out the vault if it's already 5 years in. Yeah.
It's like when Nas came out with the album.
You know what I'm saying? It feels, for me to still have the confidence and like to listen to it and to be like, this is worth sharing. It is let me know like that was the special feeling I was looking for. Like if it wasn't there for me, I would just completely scrap all that and just keep it moving. But I also wanted to kind of break out of this box that this music kind of has me in. There's like all the soccer raps or move, and it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I can do a little bit more than that, you know what I'm saying? But
don't play with me. I got these bars. Don't play with me.
So I want to just showcase that aspect of things where it's like, I can give you something different, showcase the different skill set, because when you're listening to that other music, you're not hearing me do hooks. You don't hear me doing the chorus, and knocking it out like 50 Cent would or something like that. So that's a different formula, and that works for that kind of music. And so I'm leaving that there, but I also want to show people that I can put together a catchy hook that you're gonna remember. You know what I'm saying? I can put together a good song, that's actually gonna make you sit down and be like, damn, like, make you think about something, So the project is like my most prized personal possession in a way, but it's like I said, I love it and I'm confident enough to share it with everyone. So right now everything's in that mixing stage. I think the only thing I want to fine tune is probably some skits, just to help the flow of the project furthermore. But I'm excited to finally put that out. It's more of a personal accomplishment for me. Like I'm not gonna be bothered by how many people do or don't listen to it. I feel like because it's out in the world, whenever you find it, whenever you sit down and give it your time, you'll thank yourself for doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
At the same time, and I know when I spoke to Lord Juco about this too, he's like super like not against but anti like promo and self promo and doing all this stuff.
He's kind of grown though with that.
But I mean, so at the same time, you have to kind of balance it. You don't want to be like too like advertising with the way
not
that
at
you
all.
put stuff out.
You don't want to turn into an algorithm yourself.
Exactly. But at the same time, you still have to do some kind of.
It's tough, bro. I've learned that now since transitioning from having a full-time job to just music being my full-time job. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like to just come up with plans that you hope work.
Right.
Because not only do you have to make your promo run interesting, whatever you're trying to do could require a budget that you do or don't have. Then you gotta share the content and you gotta hope the algorithm is fucking with you.
Right.
To reach, your whatever percentage they're allowing you to reach. And from there on out, you just hope that the content is ill enough where people are gonna interact with it, share it, comment on it, and then that'll allow you for your next couple posts to kind of have that window of like, you're hot right now,
Right.
And when things don't happen like that, ideally, right, when they don't go how you would like them to, that shit's a little deflating, you know, because you're trying to like, what is actually going to work? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have a team, or if it's just you, like, it's even furthermore the weight feels a little heavier because you don't have someone to like, yo, you know, it's just you just got to look in the mirror, and you got to ask yourself like, yo, like, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, but I think you've been able to kind of generate a pretty solid audience. In
they
terms
do
of
the
like
work for me now, bro.
Yeah, right. And I mean, you've seen that with the vinyls selling out. You know, you be able to repress some different projects.
That's
like
major.
What was that like to see that, you know, over time that, you know, this thing was starting to grow some momentum? And
bro, like, you know, when I dropped the first project, you know, A Little Caviar, you know, it was, you know, it could have all just not worked.
Right.
You know, people could have just laughed it off like, whatever, but it grew legs, you know, then, you know, now it's just on a full sprint, and it's all due to the support, you know, like from people who just genuinely love the game, love the sport, you know, love the concept of it. You know, we went from A Little Caviars to those personal EPs that I do, to doing stuff with Juco, with the Derby, which furthermore, you know, took things to a different level. And, you know, a lot of the support comes from Europe. A lot of the support comes from South America, you know, and that's not a surprise.
Right.
You know, here in the States, like, you know, I do have support, and I do have it in a lot of different places. But I couldn't compare it to the European and South American support, which is just crazy strong.
They get you on that international tour.
Yeah. Well, you know, we definitely got, you know, stuff to do, and I'm definitely having the conversations this year, to whereas next year, you know, me and Juco can take this Derby stuff and this other music that we have, take it to Europe, take it to South America, to the people who really appreciate, you know, what we're doing. And not to say that we don't have that love here in the States, you know, him in Toronto too, you know, we're both kind of dealing with the same kind of dynamics, you know, that the sport isn't what it is elsewhere. You know, we're trying to help it get there, you know, through our music and through this whole lane, you know, make it more interesting for people who, you know, have had no reason to be interested in it all, you know, especially with the World Cup we got hopefully coming up in 2026. You know, if we do host that, that'll be lit, you know, and I think everything that we're doing now,
building that momentum,
man, you know, Lord willing, you know, it'll situate us to be a part of the experience, you know, for others and ourselves, you know, because I grew up a fan. I'm always be a fan first, because that's how this music gets made in the first place, you know. If I wasn't a fan of these countries and these players and how they played, I wouldn't be making this music, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, it's all been a blessing above anything, but definitely having that foundation of support, you know, that you already know for sure, right, that these handful of people are going to show up, and that's already in the hundreds, you know, and that's reassuring, you know. That's why I'm not pressed to rush to put out music, you know, because it's like I know they're there. They're going to rock with me when the time is right, when I got the right music, when I feel good about the music, because I got to like what I put out first, you know. If I can't play my shit and run it back, you know, a couple times on my own, why would I expect you to?
You know?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I sit with my music, and I got to feel like, okay, like, boom, it's time, baby. Like, I like this, I love this, let's go. You know, and then hopefully that's the feedback from the people too. So far, everything's been a blessing, bro. That kind of support is what makes the repress. You know, the Choripan only got repressed because the last 3 damn years I've been getting messages in my IG, hey, bro, do you have one? When do you think you're gonna have? Bro, I barely have one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. If it's another repress, just saying.
They're like,
just saying.
They're like, yeah. He's like, matter of fact, you can, you know, when we all said and done, like I said, I'll hook you up with all that information. You can spread it out to whoever and anyone too. But yeah, man, I mean, that stuff doesn't happen without support.
Right. No, definitely.
None of it.
But it all comes back to the music, though, because the music is great. And like, if the music wasn't great, they wouldn't be asking you for all that. Like, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm telling you, I came in, I was like,
thank you.
You know what? Like, I didn't even make research on Cousin Feo because I was so busy just listening to the music all day.
That's the research right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because real talk, there'll be people, and this is just, I know other artists have experienced this shit too, right? That they say they'll fuck with you or whatever. It might be the first, second time they meet you or whatever, or a friend of theirs, and all the small talk, and if I were to just put people in an awkward space, like, oh, what's your favorite song?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? To get to see people,
no, definitely.
Shit, like, I don't remember any of the song names. This lets me know, freaking, it's like, bro, like, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not familiar, just say that. It's cool. You're not going to offend me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
I walk down the street, there's like, I cross 10 people who don't know me. You think
Right.
you're not listening to my music?
Right.
You know, it's going to offend
definitely.
me. You know, what offends me more is when people
fake-
act like
the
they
fake.
rocking with the situation and can't really
Back it
provide
up.
some evidence,
Right.
you know, as to, you know what I'm saying? So if people can know a project, furthermore a track, and then bam, you hit me with a bar, I'm like, okay, bless. you know, I appreciate you because, you know, that lets me know you gave me your time.
Right.
You know, and our time is the most invaluable thing we have, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we got to keep it Boca, though. Tevez, Riquelme, Maradona.
Yeah,
that Crespo, I was like, I'm going to skip that one. He's River, I'm skipping that one.
There are a handful of dudes that I'm rapping about that were on teams that I would, you know, would cheered against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, sometimes I'll catch myself, I'm like, damn, who knew I'd be writing a song about this for, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's to keep it inclusive. It's to, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just a respect and love for the game, respect and love for big-time players who just,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you know, whether they were on your team or not, you just had to, you know, tip your hat to them. You're just like, yo, that's just class.
Batistuta was 50-50 because he played for both teams. So I was like, all right,
Right.
I'll listen to this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of rivalries, you're part of you know, one of the biggest rivalries here in the
it's getting
the US.
there, man. We getting up there.
Right, and you know, we got a game this weekend where we're gonna be
Another
going to the tailgates tomorrow to give people.
Yeah,
a
I'm
taste.
low key. I'm chilling with my grandpa. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna watch the games tomorrow, do a
Right.
family thing and whatnot. But yeah, bro, it's palpable now.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like I don't want to say it feels like forever, but it's for the short span of time. It's actually kind of surprising how intense of a rivalry has been with such a short period of
definitely.
time. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
it's really.
5 years.
It's not really history, fam.
Right.
You know, that's 5 years. Like, bro, most of us should be able to remember what we were doing 5 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And that's not too far back. So for me, it's like I'm actually looking forward to, you know, me when I'm 60
Right.
or something like that, and see where this is at,
Right.
and actually have some history behind it, to where you can like dig deep
Yeah.
and like bring up stuff, as opposed to right now everything the bickering level and stuff. It's always kind of borderline personal and
Right.
Definitely.
you know,
Yeah, personal.
Definitely.
you know,
Personal.
you
This
know,
guy knows.
Yeah,
first
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I became a meme already in the Galaxy pages.
yeah.
They didn't like the first episode.
I can't lie and say that I have that I can't lie and say that I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you're on the timeline.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely.
So I know there's fools out there that got you in there. In the
Yeah,
folder,
definitely,
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Nah,
Locked and loaded. Hey, but
locked
you know,
and loaded.
it's the arena we step into,
No,
right?
definitely,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
It's
Right.
like I feel like for anybody on whatever level of this situation you're on, supporter groups,
Oh, yeah.
you know, pundits, media people, whatever and stuff like that. You know, you step into the arena.
Take it in stride.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, I laugh about it too.
And honestly, like this guy's taking it better than anybody.
Hey,
I
yeah.
I've ever
repost
seen.
it. Like I really don't mind.
And you know what? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, bro, like credit to you for that, because you know, you see it a lot.
Right.
Too often people go the wrong direction
Yeah,
with
definitely.
that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
ultimately, I'm sure you have an actual interest and passion in not just talking about all that
Oh,
rivalry
yeah.
stuff, but doing what you're doing as an actual maybe profession or something. So it's like, you know, like
Yeah,
you
you
as
gotta take it
yourself,
in stride.
you gotta
Nah.
understand how to be professional
Definitely,
with it all.
like
and,
I egg it on sometimes too, just because like,
yeah, and
why
that's a
not?
part. That's
Yeah.
a part of your
But
job
yeah,
that
definitely.
you're choosing to do. You know, it's like we see critics on ESPN all day, and then they got their radio shows and how they deal with people on their
Yeah.
radio
Bro,
shows.
some of those guys like are pretty unprofessional about it too.
Yeah,
Like,
a thousand percent.
At
You know
that
what I'm saying?
level.
But and it's wild when you see the call-ins, right? The crazy call.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it's like, bro, it's like, you know, that's just the arena you choosing
Right.
to step
Nah,
into.
right.
So just be prepared
Exactly.
to wage whatever kind of battles you got to wage to do. You
No,
know,
as long as we keep it all words, I'm completely fine with
Yeah.
that. Give me 3 more memes, man. I'll repost them on my own time. I have no. This
Yeah,
guy
no.
laughed about it because I reposted it earlier today. He was like,
Hey, bro. See, you know what? I mean, if you ultimately me, like if I can't make fun of myself,
exactly,
Exactly.
Right.
You are gonna get offended by everything everyone says. You know what I'm saying? And
I can be out here give people mama jokes, but I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, you just gotta save everything for the opportune time. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You don't let the whole clip off and then later you don't got a couple shots in the chamber for somebody. You know, but no, I'm looking forward to it. You know, as every time. You know, it's.
We're keeping it local with today's episode, which is brought to you by Absolution Brewing Company, coming straight out of Torrance. Shout out to the South Bay. Absolution's line of craft beers only uses the finest grains, yeast, water, and hops. Tonight, we're drinking the Tasteful Hazy IPA, as well as the Mozart Van Halen Double IPA. But they've got everything from blondes to goldens to sours and hazies. If you're looking for Absolution, look no further. Absolution Brewing Company, it's as simple as ABC.
On the supporter level, regardless of how I feel, shit's always gonna be down how it gets down. Because there's always gonna be factions that feel how they feel about their own FOs and why they're even doing what they're doing in the first place. So that's just always a part of their culture, unfortunately, or whatever you want to say. Like,
what do you like most about this rivalry, though? Like, just going to the stadium, seeing these games. What do you like most of it?
I mean, regardless of what stadium you're in, when these games are happening, the energy is live. You know what I'm saying? It's the kind of game where the energy it could be felt outside of the stadium. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious the games are and everything. I like watching good games, bro.
Yes.
You know, I feel better about winning when, the team we beat is actually a quality team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And actually brought out the best in you. Yeah. And that's just me speaking as a kid who used to grow up and play, played club, played in high school, woo. And just in general, just a fan of the sport, watching my clubs in Europe and that I support and all that stuff like that. Bro, give me some good ass game. Right. Ultimately,
at the end of the day, that's what we're here to watch.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, for sure, it'd be a lovely sight for me as a G's fan to just them get a 3-0. Those are ideal moments and shit. But in rivalries, those games are very kind of few and far in between when they happen, Yeah. Bro, give me something classic, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, like that first game, it can't be a better picture.
Make it worth every dollar on the ticket, and really, as a player, you just want to, see guys show and prove.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
And both teams are doing good this year, so it's gonna be a great game.
I mean, if both teams continue on trajectory like they have been and can, that'll make whatever happens down the road that much more valuable to whatever rivalry this is becoming.
Right. Because you don't want to see like what happened last year where both teams missed the playoffs. And then one side is cheering the other side missing the playoffs. And it's like what are we caring about?
I think the only reason that doesn't bug me as much is as a Laker fan or something like that too. I'm sitting here watching the Clippers. I'm like, damn, we're not in the playoffs, right? But I gotta sit here and watch these fools, right?
No, definitely.
And it's just the reality.
But the team we have for the Lakers, though, that's what pisses me off the most. Like,
I don't know. It's
a topic, man.
We're gonna nosedive off the deep end.
Pissed.
But that was doomed from the beginning, low key. But we're just gonna leave that at that.
Fuck Fran Vogel. I said it.
In terms of the vibes and shit.
I said it.
In terms of the vibe for the rivalry, though, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it keep being what it has been.
No, definitely.
On the field, because there's been a few games where they've been lopsided, right?
Right.
They smacked us up crazy.
6-2.
Or smacked us up crazy. I mean, that game. If I would wind that back, was that pandemic, right? That was like a bubble game. That's a bubble game, right? You know what I'm saying?
The bubble game.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It happened.
But you've had a chance to work with the Galaxy. You've been fortunate enough to get some opportunities. What was it like being able to work with them and get that chance to kind of work?
First of all, that Campos vinyl, crazy.
Yeah, no, it's been a blessing. I mean, for anyone in my shoes, whatever your favorite team is, any sport, you get to work with your childhood club or something that just has that feeling for you. How's that not a win? You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what you do, it could have been a picture, it could have been whatever, right? It's still a win. It's still a win. But to have the initial first moment that I worked with them and them taking the Crespo instrumental and using it for the presentation for Chicharito. That was special to me because Chicharito's played for my 2 other favorite clubs, for Man U and for Real Madrid. So I'm like, how dope.
This guy was great.
He's like, how dope is that I get to, he don't know who I am, but at the end of the day, for me as just a fan, I'm like, yo, that's dope because I've been a fan of dude, with all these teams. Now he's playing for my MLS club that I like. And dope, you know what I'm saying? The video was dope too. I didn't literally see the video to the day it dropped. So just to have the music overlaid on that obviously gave the product a boost in a way because
certified it for sure.
People were looking for the song, and where it came from, or things like that. And then they come across that project, let alone a whole catalog of other music that's
the audience, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, bro. I mean, that was special, and being able just to, perform at a few little events that they've had in the past. I've done some pop-ups there, through that community and that relationship.
The football team.
Yeah. Peace to the homie Tony.
Tony's a friend of the podcast.
Yeah, definitely good dude, and just the whole setup is a vibe, like the youngins like to say these days. It's a vibe.
No, I remember going to the pop-up you had in Melrose.
Yeah, we were both there.
Oh, we were both there. Hey, man, that was amazing.
Yeah, the people, and that furthermore, like for us, like as independents, who literally like it's my livelihood now. Like that type of stuff is always energizing, when people take their time to come out, rock with you, and some of the cats that brought the whole damn catalog with them, for us to sign and whatnot, that was really special. So yeah, it's been a blessing to do it, bro. Like through that community, I've met other cool, just everyday people, you know what I'm saying, that I'm just cool with, that are obviously our connection is being fans of the same team, fans of the same sport. I've been able to meet Murs and grow a relationship with Murs, through that environment too. And so it's definitely opened doors for more, That relationship led to the whole experience working with EA Sports, last year.
I remember.
So, for me, that's a dream too. It's just all been, the fact that the things that I love to do have become a livelihood and a means for me to, make money and experience other dope stuff I already won. Yeah. I could ask for more. I feel like there's more to still do. There's things that I haven't done that I like to do. Obviously, travel and take this music to whatever corner of this planet I can before somebody nukes it. Just try to put out stuff that 10 years from now I can listen to.
Right.
Definitely.
I was recently talking to my cousin, just chopping it up, and I told him, I'm like, my goal is just to always make music that when I'm older that I can press play and be happy with that song or be happy with that project, be like, damn, okay, I was cool.
Yeah.
I was cool. And that to me, longevity, that the music is gonna outlast me, that, I don't wanna be all dark or anything, but if I croaked tomorrow and stuff, I know people would have records in their hands, in their homes,
endless records
that they furthermore covet, if that were the case,
Right.
But even now, just to know that people all over this planet have a Cousin Feo album, on wax. Some of these guys have more complete collections than me, bro. I'm talking about these fools got test presses, double, triple. I'm just like, bro, what? But that kind of love and support is.
It's because the music speaks for itself, but the art that comes with the music.
Yeah, but hey, bless.
It's a whole package. Like you can put that on your dining table.
That's a credit. That's a credit to the whole staff, right? The whole team of people. I've never met her in my life, but my homegirl Marija, she's Serbian.
Yeah, all right.
She's responsible for a lot of the artwork. If you see, the Jorge Campos, LA Galaxy cover, like that's all her, bro. And she does amazing stuff. She's featured. She's recently just did the whole thing with UEFA for the women's Champions League and whatnot. So she gets it in. You know what I'm saying? Like she's been doing crazy things. I was just fortunate enough to use IG as a tool, or at least recognize it as a tool. And when I came across her, I was like, yo, I know this woman could help me go to that next level artistically. And boom, I explained my concept, what I was looking for, and she was on board, and it's been, it's been poetry ever since.
Multiple projects.
Multiple projects, like just like going through your website, and just going through like the albums, pictures on iMusic, whatever, Apple Music. You can just see like, not only the music takes time, just like I said, the lyrics, just like making sure like is a Crespo song. Putting that the style he played on the song, but just to incorporate that with the art is just
it's all in the experience. Like
it's crazy.
Like you guys mentioned, it's a full experience. The cuts are important. The cuts are the glue to everything. Shout out my boy Dub Plates. Because literally, for someone who doesn't understand or maybe is trying to understand, like the cuts really bring you into that world. That stadium feeling that we all get as fans watching the game and whatnot. So yeah, man. I mean, the people's support has been. I couldn't ask for more when it comes to that. They've made my life better. So that's why I also don't rush to give them music, because I want to make sure that whatever I give them is worth whatever money they spend on these vinyl records and whatnot. I don't want to play them for their bread. Because not everybody's rich. So. Yeah, bro. I'm just, fortunate enough that this music has allowed me to even be worthy enough to come sit down and be talked to and be on a podcast and chop it up with you guys for the second time. Sure. And you guys have definitely helped spread, my music out and getting more people familiar with my name. So, shout out to you guys for doing that too, because you guys were on it early, what I'm saying? Not a lot of people were fucking like, and I was like, all right, cool. The worst thing, one of the things about being an artist, bro, you're gonna hear a lot more no's than you will yeses. Right. And it's your ability to deal with the no that's gonna allow you to find the yes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sharing my music with this outlet or that outlet, and them being like not interested or not even responding to me or whatever, but you guys came and engaged me and showed real interest. Support projects and releases and et cetera, without being asked, Right. And that's a testament to you guys really caring about the community that you guys represent, in terms of just, not just artists like myself, but people who just do dope stuff regarding the sport, fashion-wise, the freestylers, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? So many different layers to it, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so you guys do a good job of representing everybody equally, right? You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, just being ahead of the pack, knowing where the heat's coming from.
Right. I mean, that's. I mean, we got to.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the edge, bro.
Right.
That's the edge. You know what I'm saying? So salutes to you guys. Because without that, we wouldn't even be here talking, to keep it a buck.
Yeah. Appreciate that. But you mentioned Murs briefly.
Yeah.
I might have seen.
Brother.
I might have seen something that you guys might have something in the works.
We do. I actually spoke to him this morning. I had my engineer out here recording with me last week. Shout out my dude Corey. We were finishing up the repertoire stuff, and then I was just knocking out random verses for all kind of things we got cooking up for you guys. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is working with Murs. He was really ill, very genuine. First time meeting him. You know what I'm saying? Bought a record. I would have willingly gifted him one. He's like, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? He broke bread, and that was really dope of him. And we just kind of kept in contact since. And yeah, bro, I mean, obviously he's a big fan of the G's and whatnot. He's not good. Apparently, I don't think he's going to be there for the game. What's it called? But yeah, we definitely cooking, and we're going to have, something special, obviously, for the community. Before working with the club, like for me, it's still always about the community, the supporter groups, right. And my fanhood. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan before they reached out to me. I'm gonna be a fan after the day that we don't work anymore, or whatever the case is. So it's a blessing, and an honor to have been able to do this stuff with the club, because obviously that's led me to link with someone like Murs, who's an LA OG. Right, that's an LA legend. Bro, all through high school I can remember every other homegirl of mine talking about going to a Living Legends concert. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I definitely remember all the work that he did with Ninth Wonder and those projects and whatnot. Some of the amazing projects right there. So for him just to even give me a tip of the hat, you know what I'm saying, and show me love and showing that interest to want to work, I was like, bro, you know, I know a lot of my homies that I grew up with in high school are gonna fucking, you know, hold their head and whatnot. So it'll be dope. No timetable really.
We'll keep an ear out for that.
Yeah. But you know, you guys will likely get a early listen as opposed to the next people and whatnot. But it's definitely coming down the pipeline. Aside from the repertoire, which I mentioned earlier with my brother Kior, which is a very storied project. It's 10 tracks. You know, from the first track to the last track, everything is sewn together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally one big track. If I had to really say anything, you know. So you'll get that. You know what I'm saying? And we'll ride that through the summer. And once you know September comes, that's when it's gonna get real dangerous for anyone else putting music out, because that's when I'm just gonna
it's Feo season.
The Gatling gun is just gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? And I know you guys seen like the most recent Rambos and shit. You see how you get down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get down the same way. The A la Carte circuit, which is the projects you mentioned, Choripan, Proboleta, they're all a part of that circuit. So it's like we got for France, we've done a couple projects, Argentina, we've done the Netherlands, we've done Japan, we've done Denmark. So with my brother Abdul, who's from Sao Paulo, we're gonna be doing Brazil.
Ooh.
And I told him it was a trip. I love when the signs find me, because I don't even really have it like kind of I don't have like a pick or whatever as far as the country I'm gonna do next. It's just a vibe. Like if something just hits me one day.
El Salvador.
Oh, hey, no, don't trip. The
Central America, just
Salvador's gonna. I got y'all this here. I got y'all this here in the most special way I could think of. But but
I like that.
Adding Brazil into the fold, you know, when I saw it, I'm like, the FIFA rankings came out.
Yeah, and
they're number one in the world, right? First time since like 2017 or something that I saw, and I was like, because it was gonna be between a couple different countries. It was gonna be either I can go England, right? I got a homie lined up to do that. You know, Brazil was on the cards. Chile was on the cards, and I was like, damn, they didn't even make the World Cup. So I was like, I'm gonna still show love though. You know, Chile's in the pipeline too. And then it was either gonna be like a country like Germany or Spain or something like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And boom, I seen that ranking one morning, and I was like,
that's it.
There it is. I hit my boy up, and I was like, yo, bro, whenever you got that pack ready, you just shoot it to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my boy's from Sao Paulo. He's a DJ. Everything is gonna be so authentic, you know, cooked in terms of the production. Sampling nothing but Brazilian records and things like that. So we're gonna make it feel like Joga Bonito on wax. You know what I'm saying?
Bossa Nova in there.
Yeah. God knows what he's doing. I haven't heard a thing, but I know when it hits, you know, we're gonna get to cooking and whatnot. So that'll be furthermore, like when we get towards the World Cup, just to kind of add to the vibes, you know, like give you the music that you didn't know you needed, you know, to watch these games or get prepared for the game or enjoy after the game, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just fits the moment.
Right.
And then I got a couple, me and Juco, even though the Death of the Derby season 2 is already done with and all that, we got some additional LPs in the tuck that we're working with. One of them is gonna, it references and shows love to El Salvador and Mágico Gonzalez.
Ooh.
So, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so if you know Mágico's our living legend.
That's the G.O.D.
No, bro, Maradona has spoke highly about him. Maradona and him played together. And they're like, who is this guy? This guy's crazy. Yeah, so I'm gonna really wait for that one.
I'm actually super excited about that one, to be honest, that whole theme and project. But these two Death of the Derby LPs will be sitting there. And then I'm going to be making an announcement soon, but I can kind of make it here with you guys. I'll officially be able to start launch my own label soon.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to be dropping announcing Alumni Records, a little bit more officially to everyone down the road. But all this music that I've mentioned will be coming out via this, via my platform, via my label, imprint, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, bro, and then, all kind of surprises in between, but that's a good chunk of what's to come. End of the day, a lot of music is on the way, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You guys are, obviously, because of the relationship, I'll be able to give you guys some early previews. And, you know what I'm saying? I promise y'all.
All right.
I promise y'all we're going to get crazy.
Well, we'll look forward to it. But, I know you're a busy guy, so we don't want to keep you for too long. But before we wrap up, we like to finish our interviews, put you on the hot seat a little bit. My man Julio came up with some questions.
All right.
Some rapid-fire questions.
Ask some questions, man.
There we go. Best burger spot in L.A.?
Ooh. Olympian Burgers right there off of Vermont and 27, you know what I'm saying?
Beckham, Donovan.
Say that, Beckham or Donovan?
Yes.
Donovan.
The perfect beat or the best lyric?
The perfect beat. Even though I'm
that surprised me, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, me too.
Beats make a lot of things go, bro.
Yeah, all right.
If you listen to a lot of the classic, like 90s stuff, the rhymes weren't crazily, over the top of your head and everything, but the production let that simple shit really just like resonate a little heavier and whatnot. So I'm gonna go with the perfect beat.
All right. The perfect pass or the perfect shot?
The perfect pass.
To score a goal or to defend to the point where they can't score a goal on you?
I would say score a goal, only because I think if you had asked me a different question, and maybe this is me asking myself, I always think about it. I'm like, would I sacrifice my music career to score a World Cup goal?
Oh, yeah, no.
I would. I think I would, bro. I think I would, fam. Like dead ass. But see, then there's like all kind of stipulations, right? It's like, is it like, what match is it in? Is it in group stage? It's like, I don't know if I want to do that,
Group stage.
But it'd be like a final World Cup goal that wins for your country. Give me that, bro. Yeah. Take the music. I'm chilling.
Group stage.
God for life, bro.
No one could tell you a thing after that.
No, bro. I mean, you're forever.
Man, if I score a goal in the group stage, score a goal in the World Cup or disown the auntie, bye auntie.
I mean, if it got that challenging, I got a couple too that wouldn't be hard to take, bro. I got a couple too wouldn't be hard to cut.
I love you,
maybe for qualification on some of
them. You know what I'm saying? I hope you see it on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Just give me a ticket. I might lose one of them.
But no, there's some good questions. There's definitely some good questions. And plenty of music on the way. If you're looking for me on Twitter, IG at Cousin Feo. And yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all having me one more time, man.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, appreciate you. Cousin Feo, thanks for joining the show again.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll see more of you soon.
Yeah.